here's the thing. I don't want you to think like you can't have, I guess, boundaries within a marriage, right? Mm-hmm. But when we talk about things as simple as passcodes to phones, social media, your social media passwords, and things like that, for me personally,
okay,
that's an open territory. Welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do podcast. I'm your host, Nesha G, and I'm here with my vocalist partner in crime.
Ooh, yeah.
Rocking the gymnastics dad shirt today.
Ooh, yeah.
Hi, babe.
It's your boy.
MoeLethal.
MoeLethal.
Also known as Maurice.
Also known as MoeLethal.
Sexy chocolate.
I believe the children.
Okay, we're not doing this today.
Thank you. Treat them well and let them lead the way. That boy good. Good and terrible.
Hey, babe.
Hey, Booskies.
How's it going?
Show them all the beauty they possess.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're done.
Give them a chance
to fly.
That's not the words.
I know.
Hi, Booskies.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I feel like we're both like trying to find extra energy.
I got something to give you. I got energy for that.
Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, all the real ones, all the OGs.
They're going to hear this after Father's Day.
I know they're going to hear it after Father's Day, but that's why I'm still saying Happy Father's Day. Like, I hope you all had a great Father's Day.
Shut up.
Because you're going to hear this after Father's Day.
Whose fault is that?
The way our schedule is planned. The episodes come out on Wednesdays.
Who picked the episode?
So
who picked the schedule?
I did.
Okay. It was your fault.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day, my love.
Thank you.
How has this journey of fatherhood been for you the past 22 years?
It's 22 years. My daughter is 7.
How has it been for the past 7 years?
Are you high?
No. A little sleepy, but not high.
Not yet?
Maybe a little hungry, but not high.
Oh, hangry?
I don't know.
These last 7 years have been a journey of wonder and mystery.
Why are you answering like that? Wonder and mystery?
It has been filled of ups, downs, anger, bliss. Sometimes I've just been
coasted,
stuck in awe of how someone can irritate me to my core and yet make me smile.
It's a talent. When you think about it, it's a talent. Not everyone can do that.
She has shown me that I have grace I didn't know I was able to give.
Again,
any other child.
That girl good. That girl good.
I keep threatening her with a Matilda closet.
Bye. We got to take the threats out of parenting.
Nah.
Yeah. We got to listen here. My number one parenting tip is don't threaten children with consequences that you do not fully intend on enforcing.
I just ain't had the time to build it.
Children will call you out on bullshit in a hot second. Okay.
My problem is my child will. She's not gonna stand still. She's gonna end up pricking herself. So
what do you mean?
In the Matilda closet.
Oh gosh, that baby don't know nothing about no Matilda closet. She'll know nothing about Matilda.
You're failing as a mother then.
Call it what you like, but she don't know nothing about a Matilda
closet. She know
closet.
Bobby Womack.
Bye.
She know Bobby.
That's because she's been singing it since she was like 2.
She can sing you some Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh God.
I'm doing my part.
Okay. Whatever. You
it's
make my
so
neck hurt.
Good
My neck hurt.
Loving somebody.
How was your week, my love?
When somebody loves you back. And that's a fact. To be loved.
Oh gosh, he's in a singing mood today, guys.
My week, it's been a roller coaster.
Okay, explain, elaborate.
The more I try to make lemons out of lemonade, the more lemons and limes I get.
Okay,
that's it.
So, do you like your lemonade more tart or more sweet?
I don't like lemonade. Just let me drink water, Jesus. Just let me.
I'll just take water at this point, and it doesn't even have to. Have ice in it, huh?
I want some ice.
You want some ice?
A couple cubes.
I mean,
now I will say, if you have a Dr. Pepper Zero, I will take that as well.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I love me the good doctor.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how was your week, babe?
It was a 5.
It was a 5? Okay.
Right there in the middle.
Right there?
Right there.
It was 50%. Well, I had a good week.
I'm happy for you.
I had a good week because I had a week.
What week was
Remember,
that?
I tried to tell you. When people be like, hey, you having a good day? No? Really? It's not a good day? Try not having one.
Yeah.
Try not having one and see how that feels, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
But I feel like
she just climb on top and do her business.
Stop it. Stop. You're so ridiculous.
She just climb on top of me.
You're so ridiculous. No, it was, as far as like me feeling the best, I didn't feel the best this week.
Oh, here we go.
But I still, listen here. I still managed to do what it do. Okay, my family didn't burn up. My family didn't burn up. My family survived.
We went a couple days hungry.
My family pulled through. Okay, when mom was out, when mom was down and out.
We went a couple of days hungry though.
Oh, you did not go a couple of days hungry. Stop lying. Why are you lying like this?
We didn't get to eat.
I tell you, if mom goes down for 1 or 2 days, they act like the house just stops running.
It does.
The house just stops. Like no one knows how to do anything. If I can't move or get out the bed or don't have.
Okay, imagine you show up to your job and half the staff done called off.
Is that what it feels like when I'm out?
It's more. It's like 70% of the staff done called off.
So you don't know how the business is going to run today?
Ain't nobody told me about no numbers. I don't know when
breaks and lunches are supposed to happen.
I don't know nothing about the POS system.
Bye, Reese. I don't know nothing about the POS system.
I'm out here reading handbooks, trying to figure stuff out.
Oh my gosh. And then this is why it's so hard for like moms to like be sick and stuff. Because then even when you are trying to rest and be in the bed and, recover or whatever, then you still get everybody in the house asking you 50 million questions. It's like, I need y'all to figure it out. I just want the only thing I want to do is lay here. I just want to lay here. I only
ask you 2 questions. What's for dinner and what time you cook it?
Goodbye. And I gave you one answer.
Which is?
I'm not. Wait, you know what your daughter gonna tell me today? This cat has been eating all day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all day.
School is out.
School is out and all of a sudden her stomach is different.
It's a different stomach.
So she done had like 2 burritos. She didn't have potatoes, carne asada. It's not like she just been eating straight junk. She's had like food. Mm-hmm. She gonna have the nerves come and tell me, oh, hey, Mom. Yes, Phoenix. Remember the burritos I had? I say, yes, Phoenix. Well, that was more like a late lunch.
It wasn't dinner.
Mom, that was like a late lunch. I say, okay, so what are you saying, Phoenix? You want dinner? But I was thinking we could go to like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of in the mood for like a restaurant food.
Yeah. You know what she told me?
I said, girl,
what she told me?
You in this restaurant.
She said, Dad, don't you want to go to a restaurant for Father's Day?
Is that why she was asking?
Yes.
Don't you want to go to a restaurant?
Don't you want a special meal? I said, Phoenix, you want to go to a restaurant.
That baby is quick.
I said, don't.
Every time she hits me with, I'm thinking I want like a restaurant meal.
Like don't sit here and try to scam me into
It's the fact how she say restaurant meal. Like she'd be like, okay, I'm gonna give you options of the restaurant. I'm just letting it be known that I have no intentions on eating at home today.
I'm gonna keep it a buck though. If we didn't have to record, we would have been that far. she would have won.
If we didn't have to record, she definitely would have won today.
She would have.
She would have won?
She would have won today.
But you still would have played it off like it was your idea?
Yeah, of course. Because it's Father's Day.
Yes, we're recording this on Father's Day, guys. Yeah. So
you see, I don't get nothing to myself.
Oh my gosh, cut it out,
y'all see how she do me?
I have acquiesced to all your requests today.
The 3?
It doesn't matter. Whatever requests you've put in, I've acquiesced to them. So it doesn't matter.
Oh my God!
Am I supposed to come up with the request for you?
Oh man!
Whatever you've requested,
what we got today?
That's what I've given you.
So your week was a week that you pushed through. You happy you didn't miss it?
I'm happy. Well, yeah, I'm happy I didn't miss it. It was a good week. The family survived. I'm feeling better. A little low energy, but I mean, I'll be fine. Because my what? My frequency.
Your vibration.
You wouldn't even know anything about that. Your vibration is so low, you don't even feel vibrations. Stop it.
Why are you coming for me?
Because that's what happens when I feel like you're coming for me. I don't know when you're going to learn. It's been 23 years. If I feel attacked, I only know one response. But it's to stomp you in the ground.
I don't understand why you're coming for me.
You tried to come for me. You quite literally just tried to come for me.
I did not.
Okay. It felt that way. But anyway.
What we got today, Booski?
I love you anyway.
This is what I go through, people.
Every day. He goes through so much.
She makes me want to cry.
His life is so difficult with me, but yet he's still here. He still sticks around. Okay. Really? Really? Really?
Where are we gonna go?
I'm going to let him finish his song.
What we got today?
I can't stand you, and I love you at the same time. So we had got a couple of messages, and there was this video.
We?
Okay, me.
No, don't be messing with me, people. I'm married. I was married now.
It's actually something we've kind of touched on before.
Okay,
but apparently, like it's come back around, and people are like still talking about it.
My opinion might have changed. I don't even know what it is. My opinion might have changed.
Your PMI.
My opinion might have changed.
My opinion might have changed. But it's the age-old relationship question.
Now, why you gotta trigger me? I do got a PMI coming up.
Listen. Privacy in marriage. More specifically, I said it. Allowing your partner to have like the passcodes to your phone and your social media.
I'm not with that. That's my life.
Is that the story you're sticking to?
Yes.
Because I quite literally have access
they don't know
to
that.
all of your stuff.
They don't know that. They don't know
quite literally have access to all of your stuff. Okay, but like, should couples have each other's phone passwords, or is privacy still a thing in a committed relationship? And I'm gonna say really from the perspective of like, I guess long-term relationship or marriage more specifically, having privacy within your marriage. Do you believe that there is a form, like having a form of privacy in marriage?
In our marriage, yes, because
I'm talking about in marriage in general, in a relationship.
I don't know about that. I know about my marriage.
Okay.
In my marriage, yes.
Okay.
Because I'm more technically savvy.
You're more, say that again?
I'm more tech savvy.
You're more tech savvy?
So I know.
Okay, so what does that mean?
I can lock stuff up.
Okay.
If I really want to be about it.
Okay, but that's not the question. That's literally not the question.
We have our privacy because there's certain, like, I don't go through your purse.
You don't.
You could be you can have love notes in there for all I know.
But here's the thing. What I'm saying is, the question is, okay, yes, you don't go through my phone. I don't go through your phone. Yeah. However, if I were to pick up your phone and I wanted the passcode, if I didn't have the passcode, would you feel comfortable giving me your passcode?
If your daughter's not around, yes.
Okay.
Because once she learned it, it's a wrap.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Should I be able to have access to your phone in that way? Should you be able to have access to my phone in that way? Should I be able to have access to your social media? Should you be able to have access to my social media? Or is that something of a boundary that you think is your privacy? Do you think your phone and the information in your phone is private information that you are not comfortable with me having? And if so, do you feel like that's right? If we're in a committed relationship, and there's something on your phone that you're not comfortable with me seeing.
There's a lot of gray area.
Okay.
Well, first of all, if there's something on my phone that I'm not comfortable with you seeing, that depends on. That's a gray area because why am I not comfortable? Like, am I doing something? Am I doing something like shady?
And I'm happy that you said that because that was going to be my next question.
Am I doing something shady, or is it like I just don't want you to see it because maybe this is a hobby I haven't told you about yet? Maybe you don't know about this, or maybe I got this over here saved because I'm doing something for you that you don't need to know.
Okay.
Because Lord knows somebody, when her little detective ears roll up and she thinks she part of dun 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 dun. When she thinks she on the team, I'm gonna need to run through. And then here, see, it doesn't really bother me or affect me because like we have Apple products. All of our stuff is linked.
Yeah.
And even if my phone's with me, my iPad's always here.
It's always here, and I know how to get into the iPad.
So it's not like you can't.
And I can just watch everything that's happening throughout the day.
It's like it's pretty boring.
It is pretty boring. But like I say, back to the question, do you think that should be that should be a boundary within a relationship?
I feel like if an individual feels like that is a boundary that they need, then I feel like, yes, it should be. I think like this is something that will vary from person to person because some people care about it. Some people don't really care about it.
Okay, but what happens if you have one person who does and one person who doesn't?
Again, it's a conversation. The marriage is about give and take. Somebody's gonna have to acquiesce to the other. That's just what's gonna have to happen. And I mean, fortunately for me, I'm in a relationship in a marriage where we don't really care here. Like,
okay, but
first of all, let me say this. Sometimes I actually like going down your social media because your feed be different than mine. So I'll go down your feed and then send all the posts to my feed.
Yeah, but then you start getting my feed.
But that's the point. I'll be trying to get some of the people that pop up on your page. I'll be trying to get some of these people.
And then I have to, when my feed starts to change too much, I just start scrolling it until they get the picture, like, stop showing me this. Yeah. So, I don't need this.
So I feel like that's a benefit.
Okay, but back to the question. Do you think there should be privacy within a marriage?
Yes, because I believe every person
as it pertains to this.
I believe every person is entitled to something that
some form of privacy.
Some form of privacy, some form of something that they feel that is their own.
Okay.
I do agree with that.
So when it comes to the passcode, do you think if you are a man in a marriage, long-term committed relationship, excuse me, do you think that your wife has a right, listen to the question, has a right?
No, you have a right to nothing.
You
but
don't
my
think
last name.
You don't think that she has a right?
You have a right to nothing but my last name.
No. Okay.
That's where I stand.
I'm gonna have to play the clip of you answering this question prior.
I told you I might have changed.
I'm gonna have to play that clip because you singing a whole different tune.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
That's fine. I might have changed. I don't think you have a right. That feels like you're obligated to my information. I don't think you're obligated to my information. I do think that there's private things, like, for instance, like with us, I'll say it. Like with medical things, right? I don't always come out and just tell you everything I'm feeling because, for one, I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to freaking stress.
Yeah.
Let me talk to the doctor first and see if it's something serious. Then I'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think it's necessarily a right. I think that if you ask for this information, I'll give it to you. That's different. Because having a right means, to me, when I hear that, it seems like you feel as if that's my right. I'm entitled to this part of your life. Right? Whereas if I openly share this part of my life with you, that's different.
But you made a commitment to openly share your life with me when you invited me into your life asking me to marry you. So do you see how
you asked me?
No, hell no, I did not ask you. Don't sit there and lie to these people. I no way in hell I asked a man to marry me. Cut it out.
I do feel, this is just my feelings, that on this particular topic, it really depends on the individual marriage or relationship.
Oh, well, of course. Right? That's usually how those things work.
It's there's so many nuances around this, right? Because I know people who are like, they would probably never share social media, never share passwords. And 9 times out of 10, people who are like that, either there's a history there, there's insecurity there, and there's a slight chance that you doing some shit you ain't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Now me, I'm not doing shit I ain't supposed to be doing, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can pick up the iPad up at any time and see.
Right.
So it's not like...
but you could be hiding things because you're so technology savvy.
I mean, I could. But I don't.
You could black site some stuff.
I don't have the time nor the patience.
I don't have the care to do that much digging.
Right. Right.
I also feel like when there's like, when you get to a certain point in your relationship, it's not that we don't care what each other does. It's just that I don't spend a lot of time and energy like wondering what it is you're doing on social media or with your phone. But, I mean, because I've never been given a reason to feel some type of way where I feel like I need to snoop.
But that's also part of like what I said when I say the nuances, right? Right? Like the history in this on this type of subject matter, the history matters. Because if I have a history of entertaining other women or reaching out, doing things like that, and now I have developed or fed into an insecurity of yours. Now, in that instance, I do feel like as your partner, it is my responsibility to reassure you because I'm the reason why you're insecure in that area to begin with. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many nuances. Like, if I've never done anything, and if I've never done anything, never given you any reason, and there's been no sudden change in behavior or
you
attitude.
buying new underwear, stuff like that.
Wow. First of all, I buy new underwear once every 7 years. If there's been nothing like that, like there's been no indication that, hey, he's doing something different. Yeah. I don't see why you would press the issue. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But then again, like I say, if there's a history of it. That's different. It's different. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Why when it comes to something like this, the nuances of everything is important because I think I would just say that I think in a situation like ours where we for the most part been pretty stand up with each other. I don't know what you've been doing on the side. I mean, yeah, I know, whore. There really is no I don't think there's really no need for us to share because I'm not going to snoop. I know you're not going to snoop. Yeah, and it's to the point now where if something was to come up, it's like you said earlier, like we have access to each other's phone anyway. Yeah, and like the same thing, like. Just like my iPad, I can go get on your MacBook or I can get your iPad and I can see all your stuff. And you have access. And so it doesn't really change anything. Yeah. Now, again, like I say, like I can see the benefits and I can see the benefits and the drawbacks of this, right? Mm-hmm. Because I can see this being used as a way to control someone, as a way to constantly make someone feel like they're being watched or they have to watch everything they do or you're targeting them or you are always suspecting them of something. Like I can see how this can go both ways. That's why I say like something like this with the sharing of the passcodes and all that stuff like that, I feel like it really does matter on a situation basis. I get that. But if we're talking just in general, right? Like let's take it back a little bit in general. Let's say that there isn't any previous history. Okay. You know, from your husband or from your wife. But your wife or your husband just feels the need, because some people just feel the need, like it creates more of a need because you're acting so intuition, huh? Like you're just acting like so secured with it. Like, why can't I have the passcode to your phone? Like, what's the big deal? Mm-hmm. And then if you hit your significant other with because it's like it's private, it's privacy, it's my phone. That's their. But see, my thing is I have to respect their stance. That's my. But in a marriage, if you've been in a marriage for 30 years, okay, let's just hypothetical. Okay. We've been married 30 years, okay? What decade is this? Stop. We've been married 30 years, okay? And you go to pick up my phone one day and you don't know the passcode. And you're like, oh, hey, I wanted to get those pictures. Can you send me those pictures? Can I get the passcode to your phone? And I take my phone out your hand and I'm like, I'll send them to you. That's suspicious.
But why is it suspicious? How's it suspicious? I've never given you a reason to be suspicious of me. But the fact that I won't give you my passcode
because of the way you handled it.
What? How did I handle it?
All I said is out of my hand.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you. And then if you say, hold on. But if you say, oh, just give me the passcode, and my response is, no, you don't need the passcode to my phone. Then that's going to inquire you to say, why not? Why not? But I've never given you any reason, right? But right off the bat, it's like, but you're my wife. We've been married for 30 years. Why can't I have the passcode to your phone? It's not like we're dating.
I'm replaying every conversation we ever had.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like we're dating. It's not like we've been in a relationship for 6 months. We have been in a committed marriage for the past 3 decades.
You can pass. I'm not going to see you.
We have been in a committed marriage for the past 3 decades. And I can't have the passcode?
You can have it.
But what I'm saying hypothetical, but if I hit you with, oh no, like that, my phone is my privacy.
Again,
babe, I know you're going to say it's situational, but I'm just saying, like, for the majority, I can't speak for everybody. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say for the majority, that would probably be an issue. For majority, I'm going to say out on a limb. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or not. But how much privacy do you need if you are in, especially a marriage? When you talk, hold on. When you talked about the whole medical thing, right? If I'm ready to invite you into that portion of my life, you have already invited me to every portion of your life when you invited me into the marriage and I agreed. But that's what I don't agree with.
Well, I said I will let you know if it's something serious.
Okay, but you said if I want to invite you into that area of my life. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
What I'm trying to get you to understand is that and this is like for when you propose to a woman, you already invite her into that aspect of your life. She's invited. It's an invite. You have invited me into your life because 2 become how many? When they say marriage, 2 become how many?
7.
2 become how many?
7.
They become 1.
Do they?
Yeah. So you invited me. You invited me into that portion of your life. Right? So don't invite me and tell me that you're inviting me into all of these areas of your life. And then once I get in here, now you're talking about, and by the way, I have parameters in which you're not invited.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm trying to be like unbiased here.
Okay.
Right? But I will say this. It is my opinion and my feeling that any healthy relationship shares passcodes because obviously there's everything's out front, everything's up front, right? I do feel like if there's situations where passcodes and stuff that are not being shared, like I said, there's been some type of history, whether good or bad. There's been some type of history that warrant a little hesitation on that part, right? And I can understand that the reluctance to share something if you're trying to avoid a repeating history, whether you're doing right or wrong. I can understand, right? But again, like I say, like in a situation like ours where we don't have any history of, well, at least I don't know of
it's private, so
infidelity.
That's a private matter for me. So
okay, all right.
Go.
So, but it's like for instance, in our case, right? I wouldn't find you doing dirt in your phone.
Absolutely not.
I'd have to look in your trunk of your car and catch you hiding bags.
Goodbye, DeVille. I would get rid of them. I've learned my lesson. I know how to get rid of all my evidence now.
But I mean, as a man, I can see reasons why, right? And like, I think this is another thing where it's based off the personality of each person within said relationship, right? If I know for a fact that I don't want you, I don't want to seem to be accused of something. If there are certain like conversations that I've had that are private between like me and my friends or me and my family.
Like a group chat.
Right. That I don't want you to be part, like things like that. There could be reasons. Like I don't always think that, hey, no, I don't want you in my phone means strictly I'm
talking to some bitches.
Right. I don't think that's what that means.
I
think
bitches.
Really, babe?
Sorry.
Right. Right. And then I can also see the point where some people will say, well, if I share everything else, let me have this.
I've heard that.
Let me have the one thing.
I've heard that.
Let me have the one thing that's mine, and I just trust me that I'm doing right by you.
Yeah.
So I can like I said, like this thing here, it really is a situational the situational nuances that impact the decision and what's really going on. It's not necessarily that if we don't share or if we do share, because sometimes people share because of shit in the past.
Yeah.
So now the agreement was I'll share you my clothes and you can go
to make you comfortable, to put you at ease. Yeah. Right. And I get that.
Right.
But okay, so do you think the same rules apply? Do you think those same rules apply for people who are married and people who are dating? Because if so, then what's the point?
Dating?
What's the point?
I would say dating, I would say those rules only apply like if you are in, like you said earlier, like if you're in a long-term relationship, right? You've been locked in, I'd say 3 years plus, and this is going towards marriage, or this, and especially if you skip marriage and already got kids involved, and now you guys are living together day-to-day activities, and now you guys are intertwined in finances. Yeah, this is a conversation y'all need to have.
No, I mean as far as like having your privacy within your relationship. Well, because if the same rules are going to apply for marriage and people who are in relationship, because as far as like most society, like even on black and white, if you're not married, you're considered single. So if the same rules apply, then what would be
some people married think they
okay? But then what would be the difference in being in a marriage and being in a relationship? Because I could see that being in relationship, I could be like, no, babe, like I don't feel comfortable giving you my passcode. But in marriage, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my husband. She should have my passcode here.
Because here's the thing, and when you're in a long-term relationship, technically you are technically single, but you're single with the intent, and you're coming up on the decision to marry.
Yeah, but you haven't yet. So but we don't know how long that could be. Because if you date in 3 years,
hey, look here. So, different strokes for different folks.
But do you see what I mean? Like what's going to be the difference?
It's the relationship.
The rules have to be different, babe. The rules. The rules have to be different.
All right, babe. It depends on the relationship. Some people don't care. Some people don't care. Some people have or boyfriend and girlfriend, and they share everything with each other.
Absolutely.
Passcodes. Shit, some of them got joint Facebook accounts, which is weird.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen joint email accounts. The joint email account is what gets me. I was like, how are you and your husband sharing an email? Who cleans it out? Because I know y'all because listen, I know how I clean my email, and that would drive you nuts. You couldn't share an email address with me.
I can't share anything electronic with you.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because you don't clean.
I don't keep any of my widgets or anything organized at all. It would drive you bananas. But yeah, so that's why I say like when you're. Here's the thing. I don't want you to think like you can't have, I guess, boundaries within a marriage, right? But when we talk about things as simple as passcodes to phones, social media, your social media passwords and things like that, for me personally,
okay,
that's an open territory.
What do you mean open?
You can have full access. Like
you have access to mine.
Exactly. But I'm just speaking like in general.
But here's the thing.
Because you keep wanting to say it's situational. I get it's situational.
But I say it's situational because not everybody's the same. And I can understand like if you're a man and you're dealing with a woman that has security issues, who is jealous and can be somewhat controlling, and so you feel like her attempts to having 100% access to you
has control over you somehow.
It's just her attempt to kind of micromanage everything you're doing because she wants to be able to come in and check and see what you're doing, and that can feel like you're challenging my manhood.
Okay, that's no.
Wait, because Because
I disagree.
Because now you're trying to have control over every aspect of my life. If I will, based off, I'm not saying based off just the past goal. I'm saying based off everything I said in that. Like, because she's insecure.
Okay.
So I have to constantly validate her, right? Mm-hmm. She's jealous. So if another woman looked at me too long, if I compliment her, if I smile too long, now that's the issue. Or you like this, or you must like her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but chances are 9 times out of 10, if you're dealing with a spouse like that, those are qualities and traits that they had prior to you making such a huge commitment.
Not always.
And even
not hold on.
Okay, but even if it's post.
Hold on. Not always, Miss. He ain't that damn funny.
Okay. Listen. Goodbye.
Not always.
Goodbye.
Not always.
Even if it's newfound characteristics post marriage, okay, like you had just said yourself, either something was said or done to invoke that, right? And even if it wasn't, like you just said yourself not too long ago, if that is the responsibility on you to put your partner at ease, and that's what will put them at ease, again, what is the point? Because the more you withhold and you know that this is the type of person you're dealing with, but your only reasoning for not trying to put them at ease is because it's somehow threatening your manhood, because God forbid you feel like your woman has any type of control over your life.
You don't want her to have control.
But if some shit was to happen and you were down bad and couldn't do nothing for yourself, guess who would want them to have control? You would want her to. You would want her to take care of you.
Got my mama number.
You would want her to take care of you. You would want her to take care of your children. You would want her to take care of your household. You would want her to make sure that you don't lose all your shit because you are no longer able to take care of it.
I'm gonna just let you go. I'm gonna let
go ahead.
Let her cook.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at a mosquito right now. That's terrifying.
Okay, well now the world knows.
Oh, sorry. I just saw a mosquito, guys. I'm trying not to get eaten.
Right. I think for the ones who will be reluctant to share, I think they would try to come up with a reason why would be necessary.
Okay.
Right? Because I know a lot of times, a lot of men feel like if it's not necessary, I don't have to do it. Like, why is this necessary? Right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes I feel like it's only necessary to, again, provide her with security.
Yeah.
To shore up the insecurities that she's having. Right? It could be, again, I do believe that past experiences and jealousy is a problem, because if, let's say, for instance, you follow a certain person on a certain social and she's like, why are you following her? This person could be a celebrity.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Women have been known to compare themselves to the women that their husbands either see or follow or react to, and then that becomes a thing.
I kind of feel like that's both ways, but okay.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Defensive Patty. Calm down.
Okay, I am not defensive.
Look here.
I was just making a statement,
Look
sir.
Here. This is not the fourth quarter. You're not down by 3. You don't have to play lockdown defense. Okay?
I'm not down at all.
You're down how many pounds?
Goodbye.
Go ahead. I got
lose.
you there.
I don't lose.
You don't lose?
I don't lose.
Okay, I'm done. And also, it could also make the man feel like they're not being trusted. So what is about my behavior that you're mistrusting? Especially when I know I'm doing everything right, and I know I know I'm not doing anything wrong. Why do you mistrust me so much?
Probably because you probably said some slick shit during an argument.
Here we go.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Those types of characteristics don't just pop up out of nowhere. They don't just pop up out of nowhere. So even if you haven't done anything misleading or as egregious as cheating or something, maybe it's something you said. Maybe it's how you carried yourself. Those types of feelings, and whether it's men or women, don't just sprout out of nowhere.
So then you want my passcode to find the evidence that you think you're going to find. I
don't, because, I mean, you know how I feel.
You don't care?
I don't really care. But...
Okay, miss, he ain't that damn funny.
No.
You care.
You know what I mean. I don't mean that I don't care, like, you know, you go off into Wonderland and do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, like, I don't care that much to go down a rabbit hole of searching through your things.
I will say this, like...
That's what I mean.
I always say that.
Like, because I know there's hoes out there. I know they real.
Okay.
It's a lot of them trying to get saved.
I can't save them.
Oh, I do. I know. That's why I always say, I'll be like, okay, like, you think you can have him?
I can't.
You can have him, but I promise you, once I'm done with him, babe, he's not going to be of any value to you.
I can't save him.
He can't save you. I'm sorry.
I can't save him.
So, you could try, like laugh at his jokes and stuff. He ain't that damn funny.
Wow.
But, it's cool.
Look here. I don't think that the sharing of the passcodes or password is the problem. Mm-hmm. I think the problem is trying to figure out, are you looking for transparency? Mm-hmm. Are we having a trust issue?
Right. I think it's a deeper issue. Yes, I agree.
What is the intention behind this?
Yeah.
Right? Because again, I do believe that privacy is a right.
Okay.
And because I want privacy or because you want privacy, that's not necessarily a red flag.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because again, I always say, let's say like for me personally, right? Mm-hmm. Along my healing journey, right? There were things I was feeling and going through that you necessarily didn't know.
Right.
And it wasn't until I got into a place where I was comfortable enough to tell you, mm-hmm. right, that you learned about these things. But while you didn't know about these things,
because you were talking to a therapist about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was still my privacy. So the conversations I had between me and the therapist was still in my privacy. Right. Mm-hmm. So even when you would come into the call or whatever, she would ask, is it okay if we discuss this? Right. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessary demanding privacy or wanting privacy. It's not a red flag.
Well, that's why I set the boundary
right?
thing.
Because it is something where it is a situation to where maybe people want to have that bubble in which they feel safe, mm-hmm. in which they feel like, for instance, like a couple months ago when we did the reaction about the guy with his hobbies, and now how they got married. Now it turns out that she hated his hobbies. Mm-hmm. And now he's trying to collect his hobbies in private, right? Because if it becomes public, she's going to get rid of them, right? Right. So it's like it's not everything with surrounding privacy. It's not necessarily a bad thing, yeah. And that's why I do agree. Like I always say, like it depends on the situation. But again, why is there a lack of trust? What is your intention behind this, right? And then you need to be transparent with me of why you need these things. And don't give me some fluff answer. Yeah. Just to try to, you know what I mean?
I mean, but I agree. Like when it comes to like how you said with the therapist and stuff like that.
Let's just cut it here. She agreed. This has been another episode.
I can't stand you. But like I've said before and earlier in the episode, with something like this.
Like this. Oh, sorry. I'm blinking.
Passcodes to phones.
Okay.
And social media is not the same
as what?
As you having a therapy session.
Privacy is privacy.
With a therapist.
Privacy is privacy.
I get that. Here's the thing. I totally get that.
Here's the thing. Would you feel different if I gave you my passcode? But now, because this is a feature with Apple, but now I can require apps to only be unlocked
just by you.
My face.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
That for me, it's not.
Okay.
That's not a problem for me.
If that's not a problem, fine.
That's not a problem for me.
Because what if I...
Because most people... But that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, because what if I got some stuff in my text messages I don't want you to see? Because I
wouldn't see them then.
I've been having conversations with the boys or with my sisters or my family or for...
you said earlier.
Right? And it's information in there that I don't want you to know.
Okay, so if it's information in there that you don't want me to know and you're so, as you said earlier today, you're so techno savvy... You can create it. You can create a way where you give me what I'm asking for, which is access to your phone, and then you can deaden all the things that you don't want me to see. And I don't know what I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know what I don't know.
Don't know.
Because all I've asked for is the passcode to your phone.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you think it's short-sighted anyway. You should be asking for my banking passcode.
What for?
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Anywho, I just think me personally, when it's on this topic, because I mean, I've seen it in the comments, the messages, guys. Mm-hmm. When it comes to this specifically, the passcode to the phones and the passcodes to the social media accounts, and especially if you are married
Mm-hmm.
I just think, for me personally, I think it's something that's so frivolous that I don't understand why it has to be an issue.
I don't really. I don't.
I just think that, okay, maybe I shouldn't use the word entitled, but for lack of better verbiage,
you are entitled.
Lack of better verbiage, I feel that.
Okay.
Call it entitlement, I guess. That I should have access if I want to take a look.
And I feel like I should be president. That don't mean it's gonna happen.
Hey.
So feel entitled all you want.
But I mean, I have access.
Do you?
I do.
I'm shutting it down tonight.
You can try.
Shutting it down.
Okay.
I'm not.
I can shut it down too.
I'm not even gonna take
I can shut it down too.
No, I need your timeline.
No, I can shut it down too.
Your phone page is better than mine.
No.
Really?
I can shut it down too. I mean, because it's like you are telling your partner, no, you can't have access to this portion of my life. Okay, you can't have access to this portion of my life.
I gotta say, it. This is such. The nuances of this conversation is
there's so many.
They vary.
Yeah.
And I would say the history and past will matter. And I can't just assume every relationship or marriage is built like ours where we don't really care. Like you can, there's been times that you left and had my phone with you.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like, I don't care. Like,
yeah. But now that I know you know how to hide the portions that you think that I would go snooping in.
You would just see some shit you don't want to see.
I'm just teasing.
I show you everything.
I know.
I suppose. Why are we talking about this?
We have to see at year 30 to see if you still feel the same.
We're at 23.
Well, we got to see year 30, see if you still feel the same.
Only thing different between now and year 30 is I'm gonna have full abs at 30.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only thing different.
I can't.
You can't what?
I can't.
You can't what?
I can't with you.
You can't what?
Okay, so what would you say in conclusion?
I would say that I personally don't see any issue with it.
Same, I agree.
I don't care.
I agree.
If you locked in, you 10 toes down, that's your person. What's the problem? Because if that's really your person, you ain't got nothing to hide anyway. Right. That's my thing. Right. But again, like I say, if you're with someone who is jealous, who's looking to start arguments, and you're trying to avoid shit like that, I get not doing it.
Or maybe create dummy accounts. That's terrible advice.
Wow.
That's terrible advice, guys.
Now she's saying that.
I'm not sure why that came to my mind.
Because that's what she does. She got burners. I'm just
trying to help you keep the peace in your home.
They're called burner accounts.
Burner accounts?
You got burners, huh?
I don't have burners.
Mm-hmm.
I barely even keep up with my own social media. What makes you think I'm going to keep up with a burner account?
I know you ain't got burners because you ain't finna have all them emails.
And even if I did, I use the same password. So
why would you say that?
I don't mean, babe, I don't use the same password literally. It's figuratively speaking.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like you would be able to get into it anyway. So
I don't care. I'm not looking for it.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just, blanketly saying.
All I care about is you feed my child. You feed me. And you be here when I come home.
But I agree. The password isn't the issue. It's the intention.
Right.
It's the trust.
Right.
It's the transparency.
Right.
And I think people may confuse transparency with control.
Come on, Bishop.
Okay. Can't stand you.
Come on, Bishop.
I think people confuse transparency with control. And that just made me think about like your earlier statement about trying to control your manhood or trying to control. And I genuinely do. And I say this mainly on probably the male perspective. I can't really speak too much on the male perspective because I'm not a male, but just from my experience, I could see that as men thinking women are trying to have a form of control over them.
The one thing a man does not want to be is questioned.
That's wild.
We don't want to be questioned.
Then maybe you shouldn't be with women.
We allow ourselves.
You shouldn't be with women then.
We allow ourselves to be questioned by a select few. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones we have respect for. The ones we know that the questioning is not coming from a harmful place. Mm-hmm. But once we sense that it is coming from a harmful place, I gotta let you know that my chest is set high. This ain't gonna go easy for you.
Because she asked a question.
It's the type of question, woman.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Go on. I'm done.
Anyway, if trust requires surveillance,
if it does,
is it really trust at all? I love them. If trust requires surveillance, listen to this, guys. If trust requires surveillance, is it really trust?
It's not trust.
Is it really trust at all?
You know why it's not trust?
Why it's not trust? Tell them.
You know what trust is? Trust is I can sit my soda here
and trust that no one's gonna drink it.
That's trust.
That's trust.
But if I'm constantly coming back looking over it,
see if anybody took a sip. So do you trust your soda with me?
I don't trust it with. I trust it with you. I don't trust it with her.
I don't trust.
I just took a little. I don't trust
anything that has a bit of flavor around her.
I just took a little bit.
Just a little bit off the top.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I just wanted to try. I had never tried it before. I just want to try it. Phoenix, you say it all the time.
All right, guys. Let's head on into our desserts.
Oh, these are good.
Well, this one pertains to boundaries.
Oh, God.
But here we go. Okay. So am I the asshole for enforcing basic boundaries on my daughter's sleepover? Okay.
First of all, I wouldn't have a sleepover.
I'm 42-year-old male. I have 2 kids living with me, my daughter who's 17 and my stepson who's 14. My stepson Noah's mom passed a few years ago and I've had full custody ever since. He's had a rough go of it, but he's a good kid with his quirks. He's not antisocial or shy, but he does not appreciate having his space invaded and he gets very upset, which he will shut down. Anaya, who is the 17-year-old daughter, is much more outgoing, has lots of friends, and she asked to have a sleepover this past weekend with 4 of them. I said yes, of course, but given that her friends who were coming were pretty loud, have the tendency to crowd around Noah, the stepson. I told her to make sure that they do not go in his room. Don't bother him. Also to keep things down after 11 so the house can sleep. In my opinion, these are not strict rules.
They're not.
To my surprise, I came upstairs to check on them about 10. They're 17, and I didn't even think that I needed to check on them every hour or something. But anyway, and they were in Noah's room. They looked like they had been there for a while. 2 of them were literally sitting on his bed with him there. One of them was flipping through his sketchbook, and the other was messaging and messing with his other stuff, and they were all giggling in a weird kind of way. Noah was clearly upset. He didn't say anything, he didn't move, but there were tears in his eyes and he did not respond when I tried to talk to him. I told the girls to get out of there and then I said that I would call every single one of their parents. My daughter was upset with me, but I told her that I gave her only 2 rules and she failed both. I did actually call all of the parents and I sent them home as soon as possible. My daughter blew up saying that I embarrassed her. I told her to go to her room and that we would speak in the morning. I spent 20 minutes with my son before he decided that he wanted to cool down on his own. And I went back to my daughter who chose not to speak to me. It's late, but both of my kids are asleep. And I'm left wondering, am I the asshole or did I do the right thing?
You did the right thing.
You did absolutely did the right thing. Absolutely. Like you said, it wasn't strict. They're 17 years old. He's 14. You only told her to keep it down and stay away from your brother. And I have to go upstairs to check on 4 17-year-olds. And you guys are in a 14-year-old's room bothering him.
Let me say something.
That's ridiculous.
Now, my boy McFly always say I'll be throwing shade when I say this. And this may be a little shade this time. He better than me. He better than me. Because first of all, the sleepover wouldn't happen.
Right, 4?
17-year-old girl?
Yeah.
It's not happening. Period.
No, they cannot come over here.
They cannot. Y'all can FaceTime.
I'm not going to listen to all that either.
And the fact that they literally broke both rules.
Only 2.
Before 11. They even get good into the night.
But not sitting on his bed, going through his sketchbook and laughing.
And he was, what, 14?
14.
I think a couple were trying to throw Noah's pussy.
No.
I don't think so.
And he's had a rough go. He's lost his mom.
He's lost his mom. He's struggling.
And y'all sitting there, and when he describes how he was sitting there with tears in his eyes, you know that upset where you are so upset you can't even speak, and all you can do is cry, right? And you're trying to hold back the tears, but the more you hold back the tears, the more the tears come out, and you can't even speak because you're so upset.
See, me, I was similar to Noah at 14, but I would have started swinging. Give up.
I can't.
Look here. Why are you in my space? Well, you're breaking the rules.
Yeah. Yeah. You had 2 rules.
And you break both of them.
Yeah, and you broke both of them.
That's wild.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch gears.
And look here. Before they even ask in the comments, I know they ain't black, because black people don't do sleepovers.
First of all, you're 17. There's no way in hell you finna have a sleepover, babe. You're 17.
The only way you having a sleepover
is at your apartment when your friends stay the night.
The only way you having a sleepover when you black is if your cousins are coming over.
Bye.
That's it. You ain't finna have no friends up in your...
And not 4.
Everybody gonna be related. These are the black rules. It's not gonna happen. These are the black rules.
It's not gonna happen.
If you're not related, you can't stay.
Sorry.
Call your parents.
Call your parents. No, you gotta leave. You can stay till about 8 or 9, but you gotta go. You can't stay overnight.
And I'm not leaving you're not leaving my sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Not gonna happen.
Because if I don't call your mom or your father, sister or brother, you can't be here.
I can't. All right, let's switch gears on this one. This one says advice needed.
I ain't got none.
Okay. I'm a 26-year-old female, and I've been with my husband, who's 24, for 4 years, and we've been married for 2. We have a 1.5-year-old daughter. Since the beginning of our relationship, our mixed matched sex drives have been a reoccurring issue. He has a very high sex drive. He could happily have sex 5 times a day if the opportunity was there. I, on the other hand, have struggled with vaginismus? I don't know. And sex is not something that naturally crosses my mind often. With that said, I've always tried to be aware of his needs. I make a conscientious effort to have sex with him almost every day, excluding when I'm extremely tired or on my cycle. But lately, it's starting to give me anxiety. I sometimes dread even going to bed because I know he'll want sex and I just don't always have the energy or the desire. He's always expressed frustration that we only have sex at night now, which he calls old people sex. He feels like he goes above and beyond for me in other areas of our relationship and that I'm just not doing my part by having sex with him daily or multiple times. We've acknowledged this mixed match in libido since early on, but we stayed together because we genuinely love and care for each other. Still, I feel guilty that I can't meet his expectations, but every day just feels overwhelming. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to have sex with him every single day?
No.
No.
No?
No, not at all.
Look here, it's like
and if hold on, before you start, look, I don't know. I'm just going to say, but if you feel the need to have sex 5 times, if you feel the need or feel like you want to have sex 5 times a day, every day, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's not healthy and that's borderline addiction. Because there are such things as sex addicts.
You ready for my take?
What's your take?
Look here.
Because I'm not giving it up 5 times a day, 5 days, or 7 days a week.
It's funny that you read.
It's not gonna happen.
It's funny that you read this because I came across this video today, and the lady was talking about how women get bored quicker.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
Right.
Yes. It's not that she doesn't want to have sex with you. It's just not. It's not exciting enough for her to have the idea to want to have sex with you.
So I'm gonna say,
yep.
If his dick is trash. Just say it's trash.
Shut up. Yes, because so the clip was talking about, it's actually a pretty viral clip. The clip was basically talking about if you have a woman, like if you guys have been, together for a long period of time, but you find that your spouse, your female spouse, your woman doesn't have like the desire or want to have sex with you as often as you want to have sex. It's not that she doesn't want to have sex. It's just that sex for women has to be like interesting. It has to be like different for us to desire to want to have the sex.
It's like the comedian said, if she getting in positions before you asked her to, it may be time for you to switch some shit up, player.
If she already know what first position and second position is, this is where we turn. Okay. No, it's just like, okay, let's speed this up because I know how to finish them. So let me just let me go ahead and get on my stomach so we can get this done so I can get back to Law and Order.
My stomach.
Look, so I can get back to Law and Order. Let's wrap this up.
Not on your stomach. I don't like that.
Not on your stomach.
Wild. I mean, look here. Is
she an asshole?
No, she's not an asshole. Just tell him the nigga's trash.
But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the fact that he thinks that he needs to have sex 5 times a day for 7 days a week.
This can only be 2 things.
He's a sex addict.
Either the dick is trash.
Oh, gosh.
Or that shit's so fire, that's all he think about. Let me tell you something. When the shit is fire, you trying to be in that shit.
I mean, okay, listen, but not like that.
Shit.
Okay, we've already tested this theory, DeMille.
That's why I was tired.
We already tested this theory.
We have to hold on. I'm telling people. We tried.
I proposed to my husband. I said, listen, we are going to make a valid effort. This is what I came to him with this.
Right, go ahead.
And I told him, I said, I want to see if we could have sex every day. I said, I'm going to put you up to the challenge. There is no, I'm tired. Like, I did my part. I made sure the house was straight. The kid was asleep. I was ready every night he came home from work. And I was like, it's time to put in work, sir. 7 days straight. I'm ready to go. 7 days straight.
And what day did I tap out?
This cat tapped out after day 3. And I told him after that, I don't want to hear shit else from you.
And let me tell you why I couldn't.
I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear nothing about being tired. He tapped out after day 3.
Let me tell you why, people. I was working.
It doesn't matter.
14-hour days. I literally
Let me guess, you didn't have it in you.
I had no energy left.
Oh.
And
so it's either one or 2 things.
But it was no, your shit was fire. I was just tired.
Either 1 or 2 things.
I was tired. Look here, that gave me. You should be happy because that gave me an understanding of how I'd be like, oh, so when she say
when I'm not in the mood,
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
She tired.
I'm tired.
I'm gonna back off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back off because look here.
With his eyes halfway open, he was like, I mean, but like I'm here for you if you want to
Hey, I said,
just climb on you and do my business, huh?
Hey, climb on top and do your business. I get you there.
No, thank you.
I will get you there.
No, thank you, sir.
What?
No, thank you.
You don't want no semi-hard action?
No. That's horrible. Don't even say that.
Huh?
That is horrible.
Half-mass?
No, ma'am, you're not the asshole. But here's the thing. That I can understand where she talks about like how it makes her feel bad because she doesn't want him to feel like she's not trying to be a willing participant. But I mean, 5 times he's willing to be able to be available 5 times a day, 7 days a week. What does he do for a living? Now I know that I don't know if this is still true, but there was a study or something that said that men can think about sex every 6 seconds.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no, that's true.
That's true.
Our brains are not like that.
That's true.
Our brains are not like that.
I can turn the most non-sexual thing into a sexual reference. Like, yeah, I can do it now.
I feel like that would just be really tough to live with a brain like that.
It's great.
It's not.
It's not always
Women
great.
don't think about sex like that. I'm going to tell you.
It's not
right
always
now.
great, but for the most part,
some women probably do. But I'm willing to bet some money that majority of the women do not think about sex like that.
I've probably looked at you in a sexual way and had a sexual thought maybe 45 times in this episode.
Every time you give me one of those long stare offs, I know it's something really nasty going on in that head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when we were in the car the other day.
What I do?
And you were just staring at me and I was like, hey, like, is there anything I can do for you? And he was like, what?
And that's why
I was like, why are you staring at me?
And that's why
Don't worry about it.
That's why I can't wait to school back in session. Because now I'm not going to stare at you in the gym and get my thoughts off.
Get your thoughts off?
Yes.
That sounds terrible.
Get my thoughts off.
I'm not going to be able to get my thoughts off. That's so terrible.
I'm not going to get my thoughts off.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this has been another episode of the Life After I Do podcast. If you're not doing so already, don't forget to like, follow, and share on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you for all the new followers, all the new subscribers. We really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been showing us the past couple of months. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks for locking in with us. Thanks for sharing with your friends, engaging with us, sending us messages.
Yay.
Don't forget, you can also write into us at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. You get a new episode every Wednesday, guys. And until next week,
Peace, Boskies.
peace, Booskies.